Sometimes Forex trading is a wild and woolly place to be. That's why Hugh's here, to pose your questions to Walter, the naked Forex guy. Hugh's got questions, and Walter's got the answers. Here at the Truth About FX podcast.
Hey, Walter, I always get confused which market is currently open. Is it New York? Is it London? And this happens especially when I'm traveling. So what's the best way that you know of to keep track of this?
Okay, so the important thing is, and I'll link these up in the show notes underneath this episode, but you want to know where the main markets open. The main markets are, of course, London in Europe, and of course Frankfurt, but London is the main one. Then there's New York in the Americas. And then when you're talking about Asia, really it's Tokyo. I know people talk about Sydney or Auckland or whatever, but those are not Forex centers. In Asia, it really is. The first one is Tokyo. We've also got Hong Kong and Singapore, but Singapore comes online later. So there's this gap between the end of New York and the beginning of Asia, and that's the interbank market, right? So that's the least liquid time of the day, and it doesn't start, Tokyo doesn't start trading until 9 a.m. So here's what I suggest you do. If you know that 9:30 a.m. is New York open, 9 a.m. is Tokyo open, and 8 o'clock is London open, then what you really want to do is you could be anywhere in the world, and you can go to a website called timeanddate.com. I'll put that link in below the show notes. And you just click in, let's say you're in Sri Lanka, and you're in Sri Lanka, and you want to know what time London opens. Just go to timeanddate.com and find out what time it is right now in London. You know it opens at 8 a.m., right? So then you can do the math from there. So I rely on timeanddate.com. I know there are indicators that you can put on your chart and those sorts of things, and I suppose they do adjust with, when the clocks get moved back in the States and in the UK and things like that. I'm not sure about that, but so I just rely on timeanddate.com. It's probably a little bit old school. What about you, Hugh? Do you have any tools that you suggest people use?
Yeah, I like the widget that Oanda has. It's graphical. It shows you exactly when the markets are opening, and you can set the time to your local time, and it makes it pretty easy to see what's going on. Yeah, and I've messed around with some of those MetaTrader indicators, and you're right, sometimes it doesn't shift automatically, and then you're kind of like a little bit off with the volume and everything. So either one of those tools I think would be best.
Yeah, that's a great tip, actually. I didn't know about that widget. So there you go. That's a great tip. Thanks, Hugh.
Yeah, thanks, Walter. See ya.